Alright, Taeja versus Dayshi. SeKo Starcraft, bring your TvT on Whirlwind. Um, just saying TvT on Whirlwind should let you know that it's probably going to be a longer game. Straight up. Anywho, speed it up a little bit at the beginning, like I always. Oh. The RG is sexy. No restart. I assume somebody dropped and they recovered it or something. The great, fabulous technology that is the Blizzard replay will never let us have to experience such frustrations while watching the games. Oh, excuse me. Bad air. Just had a breakfast of Miss Vicky's chips and a leftover chocolate Easter bunny. Yeah, I'm gonna go work out later and burn that off. It's too much time playing Starcraft and sitting behind a desk doing marketing. Means that I've got to work to make sure that I'm not just amazingly fat all the time. Anywho, looks like it's gonna be one racks into. Ooh, Dayshi going for something a little bit sexier here, whereas I expect Taeja to be going for the very practical one racks expand. So what I've got to assume, I'm actually kind of surprised that we didn't see a command center first out of these players. I think Taeja's just about got enough money. Yeah, fuck those rocks. Factory's almost done, and the other command center hasn't even started yet. We'll see if this is made for some widow mines. Maybe a banshee for Dayshi. Well, it's a reactor, so I'm sensing mines or hellions. Both would do well at just being able to deny the early expand of his opponent. There isn't any bunker at the front, and we don't know if we're going to see one. Probably going to see our factory here momentarily. Starting the reactor before the factory. This SCV sees no expansion, so it should feel quite confident that... I think that's the Dayshi's Reaper. Should feel pretty confident in the fact that his opponent is going to be going for some extra form of attack here soon. I would have assumed that meant a bunker would be going down here for Taeja, but he knows a butt-ton more than I do about this matchup. Hellion going out on the map just to see what's up. Here is the Reaper Scout that came home from Taeja. So he's going to have his stuff at the front. I'm sure he's expecting some form of attack coming in here soon, as looks as though it is going to be... It might be a drop. Either that or a... You know, the taxi cab. The taxi cab of death. Just launch people over into the main base. Taeja wisely putting up himself some scouts. Corners of his base. He is monstrously ahead in economy. Now, if we look at the actual units... tied on workers, but it's, now that this is finished and it's an orbital, that SCV goes splatter splat. Still only 3 Marines at the front. I assume, yeah, he moved some stuff into the main. Here comes the hover ferry. No, Taeja, you had it right. Well, looks like he's still anticipating the drop into the main. There it is. There she blows. Good hits there from Taeja. You see the Dayshi's trying to spread out his Marines so that they don't get hit as bad from the lineup. This could be pretty tough for Taeja. He does not want to have to pull his workers if he doesn't have to, because they will die so fast to all of the Hellions. You see the Hellions is going to go. No kills yet. None. Still none. 1. 2. Okay, good. That was really funny. Great deflection there by Taeja. Bottom line. How much damage did he get? 5 workers. Actually, 2 of those I think were scouts though, from earlier. Interesting. Actually got 2 kills with that Viking. Looks like Taeja had some more computer issues. And a fast third. It's actually just behind Taeja, so he really wants to try to catch up on that economy now. Yeehaw. Exciting start to the game. I do like that people are changing up the style a little bit as opposed to, I'm just going to play completely standard. You'll also notice that neither of them are throwing down any missile turrets. I mean, the engineering base, done. One missile turret really isn't going to stop any form of drop. Nice lineup here from Taeja. Kills off all of that. Oh, buddy. Well, unfortunately, these hellions aren't going to get too much done. Oh, wow. How did he not get that kill? He only killed 2 workers, but he did kill off those hellions on the map, a couple of marines. The Widow Mines did save Dayshi quite a bit at that moment. Is this still... Oh, that's Taeja's, I'm pretty sure, right? Yes, that is Taeja's. Now, I think the lead I'd have to say is with Taeja at the moment. He's going Banshee too. Delayed Banshee. I like this a lot. There's not any turrets or anything of that nature. And as I was saying, having up 1 turret doesn't do you a lot of good unless the opponent really just isn't paying attention. Essentially, 1 turret can just get run past by any type of medevac with speed. Ooh, Raven. Much liked. Hellbats. I'm still surprised there isn't at least 1 turret to deal with hellbat drops. Hellbat drops are only really effective because your medevac can move around your hellbats, which are super slow. So it is quite surprising neither of them have invested in that at all. We do have... There's the hellbat drop I was talking about. Lots of hellions at the front. First Banshee is over on this side of the map. I don't believe Cloak... Yeah, Cloak was bought. So we'll see if he gets much damage in with that. There isn't many Marines, I think, at home. There isn't anything for Dayshi to actually deal with this Banshee. The Hellbat drop is on its way. Let's see what this first Cloaked Banshee gets done, though. Oh, that's pretty smart, too, though. That Banshee plays shut down. Here comes Das Drop. It might actually get a lot of damage done. Let's see if he boosts in. Just trying to get away from the vision as much as possible. There's the boost. There's going to be the drop. Taeja, pay attention to your shit. Oh man, that was a pretty slow pull. Uh-oh. Oh, almost. Excuse me. Interestingly, if Dayshi ran south, he probably would have been able to save it. Now, we look at the units. Worker-wise, they're exactly the same. Taeja does have his 3rd base taken, so he's not going to mine the absolute fuck out of his other bases as fast. It looks like Dayshi finally has enough units to feel comfortable moving out. Likely just because he wants to be able to get some pressure while he's taking his 3rd. Hellions. Yeah, there you go. I was saying this is the time to run in. This could be a really great opportunity here. Not that many SCVs here. They still died super fucking fast. I don't think there's any tanks. Nope. Hellions are coming home. Good pinch on Dayshi here. Though these Hellions aren't going to stand very much. Does get them out of there. There are tanks in Taeja's army. He does have the army supply, but with the Vikings and the Raven here, siege. Siege. Which one is he aiming at? Oh, nice pull by Taeja. He pulled that 1 unit away. Now, unfortunately, the Raven did go down. Where's the Banshees? This army does get cleaned up. Interestingly enough, Taeja did lose his Hellions, They're over at the front here, or most of them. But he did cut off all the reinforcements as my computer's slowing down like a piece of shit. That tank's pretty much toast. This base is finally starting to get mined here. Taeja did do a good job of taking that out. Don't think there's another command center. Nothing in production, no one's sitting around. Still not worried about having any static defenses at home. More about putting the pressure on. If you put the pressure on, your opponent needs to use every unit available to be able to defend. As you can see now, Dayshi's got to pull back to his expansion. Too easy to run by with some hellions. I was also surprised to see that none of them have blue flame out. Blue flame hellion. Blammo! The Banshees, unfortunately, are taking on a missile turret. Oh, this does not look good for Taeja. He got rolled on that attack. That was a really bad attack from him. He probably should have scanned in and then leapfrogged his tanks a bit, but he lost a lot of army and got nothing done for that. Does have his own Raven out though, and has the air control. 4th base flying over. Production-wise, 5 factories in the starport. Production of... That's also 5 factories in the starport here for Dayshi. They must believe that that is the optimal way to be able to play this, but you can see there is still a little bit of extra minerals building up for Taeja. Lots of command centers coming down. He's got the money to. Wants to zone out a 4th base. He might end up putting up a bit of a wall here. Moving in only a couple units at a time once again to deal with any mines that may be in place. Does scan this time. When you see a scan over your army, siege up. There's a very good chance that just means bad pathing there from that Terran unit. A little risky. Hidden expansion. Hidden expansion. These Vikings are just flying over because he's got air control just to see what's going on. That's why it's worthwhile to maybe have a missile turret or 2 kicking around. There is a sweet spot back here. He might actually see that base if he goes up to far enough to the north, which I don't think he will. It looks like he's going to rally back his units. This base is already done and become an orbital. These guys are becoming orbitals. So Taeja's got the better late game economy setup. Though if we look at the actual units tab, we can see that Dayshi does have a better army supply. Yep. He's got a higher supply count and there's more supply from Taeja into economy. I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys trading some of that out here in the near future. This base is just getting finished up. It'll be a while before this pays for itself. I wouldn't expect Taeja to scout for that anytime soon, but when you have your opponent this trapped and he hasn't gone for any other expansions, I'd be sending a hellion or 2 around the map just to check for that stuff. Still got Banshees. Always worthwhile to have at least the capacity to build Banshees in a TvT, because if you got your opponent move out with an army with no anti-air, this is wonky. It looks like he will try to drop. I wouldn't be going to say, you got to drop on the sieged up tanks. Well, the Vikings did take out that drop. This Thor is cleaning house. Lots of Thors in the back here from Dayshi though, so he should be able to be supported well enough. All the tanks are gone for Dayshi now. Well, he's got 4 in production at a time, but if you look at the actual units, he's down to 1 tank to 14 from Taeja. Army supplies, now Taeja is in the lead with overall supply, is getting this base up. This one's just starting. I would expect that Taeja knows that this base should be on its way by now. Whatever upgrades at 2-2, 2-1. Yeah, gonna siege up, take his time. Problem is, this is Taeja's advantage here, is this tank count. So he's got to be very careful with how he plays this. He doesn't have much anti-air in here either to deal with any of these drops. Banshee's back in here again. Unfortunately, it is going to get shot to hell. To and from hell. Good breakout from Dayshi here. I don't know if it's going to be completely finished. He does save his tanks. Oh, the reinforcements from Taeja are just in time to deal with that. He does need this high ground vision though, which is why I've tried so hard to push up here. This base got killed, and I didn't even notice that. Well, holy super crap. Dayshi's got his back against the wall right now. I don't know what he's going to do to get out of this. I don't think there is much. TLO's got a great lineup here. This base is going to go down. If he runs these guys north, that might let Taeja know that there's a base up there. He didn't get out with many anyways. Yeah, Dayshi knows he's got to bust out of this, so he's going to try to drop move. It appears as though Taeja understands this and is going to pull back. Doesn't want to lose all these guys as well. Oh boy. Well, Taeja's still keeping his supply pretty high here. He's just rallying up with more of his units to get a better position. Already has another base on the go and mining with the gas being produced. Very smart play by Taeja. He lost some units pulling back, but he drawed Dayshi out of a better position and was able to take it from there. Let's see who gets the first siege up. Dayshi does. TLO is just going to push in. Not even going to bother sieging up. This looks like the end. Well, Taeja's trading very, very poorly during this. I think he expected this to be a bit easier than it was. He lost a lot of army there to make that trade. Didn't really get much done for that. That wasn't very cost effective at all. I do like how Dayshi's been incorporating in the drop ships along the way to be able to snipe off tanks with the boost as he goes. Taeja still has a really sick lead, yes. Upgrades wise, he's, well, tied right now with his opponent. All the meals are going up here, so this was a smart move by Dayshi, but it does look like TLO finally figured it out. Well, how am I going to chase down all these workers? Well, I'll just make faster mode work. Oh, there's Blue Flame finished up. No defenses for Taeja, so these drops will kill some workers, but if we look at the units tab, Taeja could afford to lose some workers. That's not really going to bother him too much. There's that nice big army that he's looking for. He moves down into Hellion mode so they can get on top of his opponent's army faster. And yep, he's just going to go into this. There we go. Splits up a little bit first. Blue Flame obviously doesn't do much to mech units. Oh, blammo. Now he changes into hellbats when he's in range. These hellbats are all super toast. These tanks should be able to finish it. Nice double drops here. I mean, he is getting a lot of kills. 35. Actually, he didn't get that many compared to the beginning of the match. Nothing to save these workers. Dayshi is trying to play it out. He tried. Oh, Blue Flame. Oh, yes, Blue Flame. It's pretty much done for Dayshi, but I think what he's trying to do is go for the same cost-effective trade he had when Taeja was in his position before. There is the finish. 54. Yeah, I mean, those are, let's look at the kills on these. 8, 11, 10, and 10. It's pretty sick. Killed off about 40 workers with those guys alone, but if he held here, he maybe, if he killed this entire army off and had some army left and these expansions going, he'd be alright. But great game from Taeja, showing you how TvT at just a mass macro level is played. No fancy tricks, just brute force. Hope you guys like that. Be back with some more action real soon.